Tips for busy managers.
Tips for busy managers. What industrial revolution do you work in? Did you know that there are 4 industrial revolutions in the history of humanity? Each one of them is characterized by the use of a technology that changed the way of producing, communicating, and living. But not only that, each industrial revolution also influences the way of thinking, feeling, and acting of people. Some say that we are in the 4th revolution, others say that we are already in the 5th. But when I see how some people work, I find that there are many who are still in the 1st industrial revolution. I invite you to talk about the characteristics of each revolution that will allow us to identify what industrial revolution we live in. I suggest that you use it to generate a self-analysis. Do not question others without first solving your pending issues. The objective of each stage is to teach us things and take us to the next level. But if we stay with the negative elements of that stage, it means that we have not overcome it. Therefore, today we will look at the revolutions highlighting some negative points that can show that we have not overcome that stage. First Industrial Revolution, the era of the steam engine. This revolution took place between the end of the 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century, and was based on the use of steam energy to move machines and transport goods. It was a time of great social and economic changes, but also of great challenges and conflicts. Keyword: frustration. If you live in the first industrial revolution, you see work as a steam engine furnace, in which the only way to stay alive is to throw more and more coal into that furnace. Many times the coal is time, money, human resources. No matter how much coal, time you invest, it is always an unbearable furnace. Positive points. It taught us to work hard. We learned to be disciplined, to meet goals, to overcome obstacles. It trained us. We acquired skills, knowledge, experience that allowed us to grow professionally. It gave us resilience. We developed the ability to adapt to changes, to face difficulties, to survive in a competitive and demanding environment. We understand that success is the result of effort. We value work, merit, reward, satisfaction of achieving our goals. Negative points. It generates mental limitations. We believe that the only way to achieve something is in a furnace, that the price of achieving something is to be miserable. We do not allow ourselves to explore other options, other ways of working, other sources of motivation. The solution to every problem is more and more coal, more and more time, more and more money, or more staff. We do not look for creative, innovative, efficient solutions. We only increase the pressure, the stress, the wear and tear. It generated addicts to self-flagellation. We think that if the process was not suffered, there is no satisfaction. We punish ourselves, we demand ourselves, we blame ourselves. We do not take care of ourselves, we do not value ourselves, we do not recognize ourselves. Second Industrial Revolution, the era of electricity. This revolution took place between the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, and was based on the use of electric energy to illuminate, communicate, and automate. It was a time of great scientific and technological advances, but also of great inequalities and conflicts. Keyword: dependence. If you live in the second industrial revolution, you see work as an incandescent light bulb that shines by a small filament that generates a wonderful light. That filament can be a skill of yours, a participant of your team who is very good at what he does, an element that you have such as money or time. You achieve results by that filament that shines, but you also depend on it. Positive points. It taught us to value those elements that make us shine. We learned to recognize our strengths, to take advantage of our resources, to highlight our talent. It taught us to use those elements to shine. We learned to apply our skills, to optimize our resources, to enhance our talent. Negative points. It generates dependence. We believe that we can only shine with that filament, that without it, we are lost. We do not allow ourselves to explore other sources of light, other ways of working, other sources of motivation. The solution to every problem is to make that filament shine more. We do not look for alternative, complementary, sustainable solutions. We only increase the intensity, the risk, the consumption. It generated addicts to light. We think that if there is no light, there is no success. We obsess, we pressure, we anguish. We do not relax, we do not balance, we do not diversify. Third Industrial Revolution, the era of computing. This revolution took place between the mid-20th century and the beginning of the 21st century and was based on the use of computers, the internet, and telecommunications to process, store, and transmit information. It was a time of great opportunities and challenges, but also of great confusions and contradictions. Key word, blockage. If you live in the Third Industrial Revolution, you see work as an inexhaustible source of information that allows you to access the microdata, the information that you always wanted to have to do many things. But you also feel lost. You do not know where to start, nor how to use that information. Your goal is not to take advantage of the information, but to get more and more information, but without results. Positive points. We understand the value of information. We learned to recognize the importance of having data, facts, evidence that allow us to make informed and rational decisions. We learned to obtain information. We learned to use the tools and technologies that facilitate the access, processing, and transmission of information. It gave us connectivity. We developed the ability to communicate with other people, to share information, to collaborate. We understand that success is the result of information. We value information, knowledge, intelligence, satisfaction of achieving our goals. Negative points. It generates blockage. We believe that we can only do something if we have all the possible information, that without it, we are incomplete. We do not allow ourselves to act with the information we have, nor to learn from experience. The solution to every problem is to get more information. We do not look for practical, applicable, effective solutions. We only increase the quantity, complexity, redundancy of information. It generated addicts to information. We think that if there is no information, there is no action. We paralyze, we overwhelm, we frustrate. We do not focus, we do not prioritize, we do not simplify. Fourth Industrial Revolution, the era of artificial intelligence.
Initiating combat sequence.
This revolution is taking place in the 21st century and is based on the convergence of digital, physical, and biological technologies that allow creating intelligent, autonomous, and adaptive systems. It is a time of great possibilities and challenges, but also of great uncertainties and fears. Key word, hopelessness. If you live in the Fourth Industrial Revolution, you see work as a competition with technology that can do the unthinkable, what we had not even imagined. You redesign your work life with technology, but you realize that you disappear from that story, that you are not necessary for things to go well, that they even go better when you do not intervene. Positive points. Technology shows us that we can do things that we could not do before. We learn to use the technologies that facilitate our work, that allow us to solve complex problems, that open new opportunities for us. It forces us to think outside the box. We learn to be creative, to look for original solutions, to innovate. It shows us that we set the limits. We learn to overcome our fears, to face our challenges, to grow. We understand that success is the result of collaboration. We value collaboration with technology, with other people, with the environment. We recognize that together we can achieve more than alone. Negative points. It generates hopelessness. We believe that we cannot compete with technology, that it will replace us, that we do not have a place in the world. We do not allow ourselves to see the value that we contribute, nor the potential that we have. The solution to every problem is to let technology do it. We do not look for human, ethical, responsible solutions. We only delegate, we ignore, we resign. It generated addicts to technology. We think that without technology, we cannot do anything. We become dependent, passive, conformist. We do not question, we do not educate, we do not transform. How to overcome each stage. First Industrial Revolution. Frustration. If you are in a steam engine furnace, in which the only way to stay alive is to throw more and more coal into that furnace, I suggest recognize that there are other ways of working which do not have to be suffered, that can be more efficient, creative, and satisfying. Differentiate between striving and punishing yourself. The first one will take you to higher levels, and the reward will show you that the effort was worth it. The second one will leave you discouraged, and you will realize that the result was not worth it. Re-evaluate your meaning of the word success. Many times we sacrifice ourselves for goals that have no value for us, just to fit in the stereotype that society imposes on us. Look for innovative solutions that are not based only on increasing the pressure, the stress, the wear and tear. Look for solutions that allow you to optimize your resources, improve your quality of life, and generate value. Take care of yourself, of your physical and mental health, of your emotional well-being. Do not punish yourself. Do not demand yourself. Do not blame yourself. Recognize your achievements, value your effort, celebrate your progress. Second Industrial Revolution: dependence. If you are aware that your success depends on a small filament, which could melt and leave you in the dark, keep in mind the following tips. Recognize that there are other sources of light, that do not have to be only that filament, that can be more diverse, complementary, and sustainable. Establish an alternative channel as soon as possible. Look for a plan B to relieve the pressure on the filament that is making you shine. It does not have to achieve the same results. It may be only 1%, but by reducing the pressure on the main one, you take care of plan A, and you are learning to diversify your options. Not everything shines in the same way. Do not look for a plan B equal to plan A. It is possible that the next thing that makes you shine is totally different from what makes you shine today. Take care of your main source of light. It is your strength. Do not exploit it, do not wear it out, do not lose it. Recognize its value, nourish its brightness, celebrate its light. Be grateful. When you find plan B, C, and more, do not forget who made you shine in the first place. Gratitude will bring you rewards. Third Industrial Revolution: blockage. If you do not know what path to take, or if you find that that path does not make sense and you do not know how to recalculate the route, try the following. Remember the basics. What was the initial objective of the project? Sell, innovate, be happy, etc. When you do not know what path to take, remember where you come from, and it will help you identify where you are going. Give the real value to each thing. Information is necessary and valuable, but if that is not your goal, understand that it is only an element in the process. You cannot revolve around it. It cannot paralyze you. Set times to take actions. Set times to collect and analyze information, and set how much time you will make decisions and act. Reports are a waste of time if they do not generate actions. Let today teach you how to design tomorrow. What data or thing do you not have today, or did it cost you a lot of work? Think about how you can do it so that next time it is possible or easier. Fourth Industrial Revolution: hopelessness. All industrial revolutions have something in common. The fear that changes will eliminate the human being from the equation. But history has shown that the human being surpasses himself and reaches new levels. If you see that you are less and less necessary, I suggest recognize your place in the process. You are not created to compete with the computer. It may be that it now does what you did, but that does not mean that you are no longer necessary. Life gives you the opportunity to do new things. Reinvent yourself. Look inside yourself for what cases had to wait because you did not have time for the obligations you had. What analysis did you want to do in your company but you did not have time? Take advantage of the time that technology gives you and do new things. Contribute in a new way. Spaces without technology. Try to have moments to generate activities without technology. This will allow you to strengthen your human skills. Draw, share with another person without being aware of the cell phone. Define roles for technology and for you. Do not settle for a process performed 100% by technology. Look for parts of the process where you can intervene, not competing with it, but adding value. If you cannot intervene, calm down. Evaluate another process. Take care of yourself, of your main source of humanity, of your essence. Do not lose it, do not forget it, do not deny it. Recognize your value, nourish your humanity, celebrate your existence. Each industrial revolution presented many characteristics. In this episode, only some of them were touched. Do not lose the good things that each revolution contributed, such as learning to strive to achieve the objectives, value the things that make us shine, manage the information, and understand that technology came to take us to new levels. You write your story, I invite you to write a story of triumphs.
We've reached the end of another episode of the Tips for Busy Managers. We encourage you to follow us on other networks and in different languages. If you're looking for more content, check out our blog. If you're seeking professional connections, join us on LinkedIn. If you're more of a visual person, take a look at our YouTube channel and Instagram. Plus, if you speak Spanish or German, we have content for you too. Stay connected and keep improving your management skills.